I would like to tell you guys about some UAPs. Do you know what that means?
No.
Up-age pensioners.
Upward age pensioners.
Does sound like
Oh,
an
really?
STD.
Is that actually what it is?
Yeah, it's aging.
Oh, wow.
It's the aging population, man.
I'm a genius.
It's a real problem. No, it's not.
Oh.
UAP stands for Unidentified Aerial Phenomena. And
so
is the
UFO,
Air
basically.
Force term, more or less, basically,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
used instead of UFOs. And last week, the Pentagon released an unclassified document, Preliminary Assessment, Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, after Congress demanded both classified and unclassified versions of it to be made. So the big caveat to everything here that I say is there is a classified version of this report. So I wonder what'll be in that one.
Less lies, probably. More crimes.
Okay, bit of history. Over the last few years, there have been leaked and declassified videos from various defense sources, which you may have seen kind of blow up in the news from time to time. Basically, from pilots seeing unidentified aerial phenomena. Some of them have shown like movements that we couldn't explain with our understanding of physics. Very encouraging about our understanding of physics, or known human technologies. Some of them, for example, one disappeared in front of the pilot's eyes, a 40-foot shape disappeared in front of the pilot's eyes. One of an object seamlessly transitioning between flying and traveling underwater.
What?
Yes. Now, this doesn't mean that this is aliens. Of course it doesn't.
Yeah.
Because it's perfectly possible this is, for example, advanced technology from other countries or top secret projects from from inside the United States, from either government or companies, or it could be basically an error.
Or just pilots seeing things.
Well, so I'm going to get onto what you just said there, Corey. So there is a key distinction between UFOs and UAPs. So UFO uses the word object, unidentified flying object, whereas UAP says phenomenon, which is basically expanding the possible explanations for the stuff that we're seeing, the reports we're having. It could include, for example, strange weather. It could include the effects of technology that is elsewhere. It could include like physical states of matter phenomena, that kind of thing. But the Pentagon does say most of the UAPs reported probably do represent physical objects, given that a majority of UAPs were registered across multiple sensors, including radar, infrared, electro-optical, weapon seekers, and visual observation by pilots. In total, 80 of the 144 cases were seen on multiple sensors.
Strange.
This is the skeptic in me. I'm still like, there could be some kind of error or bias there, right? No, actually, I mean, like, there could be some kind of error or bias that is, like, they could be exaggerated. Sure. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying that there's not foolproof.
Yeah.
So, absolutely. Okay, so, Jamp, you said a really interesting thing there, which was it could be birds.
Ooh.
Right? So, usually they try to categorize these observations into 5 categories.
Yeah.
One is called airborne clutter, and that would include, for example, plastic bags, balloons, consumer drones, maybe birds, for example.
High-speed balloons.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get onto that.
Oh.
So, the second category, natural atmospheric phenomena, such as moisture or heat fluctuations, and also crystals, apparently. I don't know how that works, but crystals.
Water crystals?
Yeah, water crystals.
Ice crystals, yeah.
In the air.
Yeah.
Right, okay,
Wow.
great. Thank you, Corey, for clarifying that. The third category is US industry or governmental programs. So that could be companies testing things. It could be other areas of government testing things or developing things that then the people making this report didn't know about. The fourth one is foreign country technology. And the fifth is other. Now, other is probably where aliens would be if this were aliens. It is also, from my understanding of the report, it's a little bit funny. I don't really know how to read declassified military documents that well. But from my understanding of the report, this is where the strange sort of fast-moving or erratic objects go, because we don't necessarily know how we'd explain those. Of the 144 cases detailed in this document, 143 could not be classified. They remain unexplained, and the quote is, "We currently lack sufficient information in our data set to attribute incidents to specific explanations." We have basically got no idea what's going on there. The one that was classified was actually, like Jamp said, basically a deflating balloon.
Oh, very good. That came from some child's party.
Oh my god!
Imagine if you were the one who let that balloon go. So yeah, in terms of foreign governments, sorry, Corey, you look very despondent.
Just about the balloon, man. That's come
I'm
on.
surprised there aren't more balloons because why is there one?
There's probably no, because I don't. How often do people let balloons go?
True.
Right? I don't think you let balloons go that often. Usually, they just sit around your house until they get sad and wrinkly. You know, like your grandparents.
Like grandma. Well, okay. In terms of foreign governments, although they don't rule it out, they also don't think it is, for example, Russia or China. According to a guy called Marek von Rennenkampf, who was an analyst for the Pentagon, they don't think it's Russia because their defense spend is too low. So it would be incredible, basically, if they had developed something like this with such little money. They also don't think it's China because, according to this person as well, China struggles to even create basic jet engines.
Oh,
That's a very American thing to say.
Well, supposedly, the majority... I mean, yeah, okay, so this is obviously coming from an American who worked in the defense industry. Maybe this person is biased against China.
And Russia.
But
I mean,
apparently, the majority of China's sort of developments in jet engine technology comes from basically spying and stealing the secrets of other countries rather than developing themselves. Again, I don't know if that is true, but this is what this person said, and it was in The Guardian as well, so I hope it's been fact-checked at least a little bit.
work smart, not hard. Yeah.
Well,
go China.
exactly.
There you
Yeah.
go. What's the point of building jet engines when the Americans will spend like billions and billions, trillions even, and he can just nick it from them?
dump a load of money on it.
You are the reason patent law exists.
Sorry, I think it's fine to steal from the American military. I think that those are the people that it's
Okay.
fine to nick patents from.
Okay, so basically they don't think it was them, but they also can't rule it out. So one possible explanation, which Corey sort of leaned towards a little earlier, was that rather than there actually being some kind of object there, it's possible that some kind of technology has been developed by either by a foreign country or by some other source that basically spoofs the sensors of the aircraft or the boats or whatever sensor is detecting this UAP, that makes it look like there is some ridiculous data there or ridiculous object there. Perhaps to, for example, make the Pentagon waste time and money investigating, or to make people think that their enemies are more dangerous or more advanced than they actually are. This doesn't then explain why military personnel who claim to have seen all these strange things with their own eyes have been saying that. And actually, the UAP task force who wrote this document specifically say first-hand witnesses by staff that is also correlated by data systems that they believe to be reliable, which is really interesting that they say that because all over the years there have been, military people come out and say, oh, I saw this thing, and they're generally kind of derided for that. But to say that the majority of the UAP investigations going on are from first-hand pilots is an interesting thing because it makes you go, okay, so pilot accounts are quite often backed up by data.
That's not necessarily the case, though. Right? Not that they're quite often backed up by data. It's just the ones that they're looking into are backed up by data. The reports that are in there, is that everything that's sort of been submitted? Or is that just...
one of them was a deflating balloon? I think so. Because otherwise the deflating balloon wouldn't have been included in the data set.
It could still be, because that's still a phenomena that is that could be corroborated by both visual and sort of technological evidence. My point is that if people are, I don't know if you can make the claim that most pilots.
No. I just mean that this report has sort of lended credence to pilot testimony. At that, I think that's interesting anyway.
Yeah, I just don't know. The only thing I'm saying is that I don't know if you can make that statement because you'd have to know that all of the pilot testimonies that they received were in that report.
As far as I have read, there is no indication that there's any sort of reports that are excluded out of this. But yes, it's very possible that there's a big trove of pilot first-hand accounts that haven't made it into this report. Very possible.
All I'm saying is just to bear in mind selection bias, essentially.
Yeah. So basically, in conclusion, this was not the kind of extremely earth-shattering report we were hoping for. Everything was very exciting in the run-up to this because, it's the Pentagon putting out a thing on essentially UFOs. Very exciting. But we basically know they don't really know what it is.
Good.
That's some solid investigation right there.
I I mean, you rule out
We've
two
ruled
things.
out two things.
Yeah. Well, one of those things, two of those things are very big, right?
True.
Russia's got a lot of area.
Yes.
China has a lot of people.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. You've already ruled out at least like 30% of the world.
Just the rest of the universe to go.
Yeah, there you go.
We also know, as I sort of said at the start of the report, that basically the thinking is these are objects. They're not phenomena. They are physical objects.
Yeah.
And finally, there is a large capital letters thing saying UAP threaten flight safety and possibly national security.
Americans and their national security, honestly.
Yeah.
I did find it very entertaining that this report, by the way, although typed up in modern word processing software, still has the word unclassified in that kind of like typewriter-y spy font, which is
Spread it out like a James Bond game.
Do you think they've got their own font, like the CIA, FBI font that they're supposed to use for like top secret
I would
and
imagine
unclassified?
it's just Korea New.
See, that's what I'm thinking, right? Because like I feel like they should have their own font, because then if they're the only ones that are allowed to use that font, then you know it's coming straight from them. Because anyone could just
I don't think so.
but then they could crack down on anyone that's using their special font and arrest them.
So basically, if someone puts out a fake document, you get them on copyright charges.
Yeah, exactly.
Like not Pablo Escobar. Like you take down drug lords on avoiding their taxes. Was that Escobar? I think it might be.
I think no, I thought that was what's his name? The guy that died of syphilis in jail. He was the mob guy, the mafia guy.
Yes, you're right.
I want to say Frank Sinatra because I think he was friends with him.
Frank Sinatra?
No, I think Frank Sinatra was friends with him. Al Capone.
Al Capone.
Al Capone.
I didn't know he died of syphilis.
Yeah, he died of syphilis in jail.
Okay. You learn something new every day.
Yeah. No, but think about it, right? Disney really big on the copyright. You know, if you just get Disney to have a stake in it, then no one is going to be.
So Disney develops a font for the Pentagon to use on their classified reports, and then all the Disney lawyers spend most of their time taking down fake documents.
Yeah, who are you more scared of, the Pentagon or Disney?
Disney.
Right?
No.
If you enjoyed that clip, head over to patreon.com/Sci Guys where you can find the full show. Or you can stay here and catch up on old Sci Guys episodes. Or you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Sci Guys Pod to find out when we're doing more live shows.